Hello everyone, welcome back to another vlog. This is definitely not my best look. I just got caught in a downpour riding this one, didn't we? So it is area festivals tomorrow. So we had our last ride and it was absolutely pouring down. So we are just drenched, but we got it done. So areas tomorrow, we are doing Prelim and Novice, and it's our last areas at Prelim Bronze, as we've just moved out to Prelim Silver. So yeah, I'm really excited. I don't have like crazy expectations because obviously at the start of this year, when we thought Chucky might have broken his leg, I didn't even think I would be going or riding. So yeah, I'm just pleased to be going. I'm just gonna turn Chucky out then. We'll catch up. Okay, Chucky is out. He's wandering down the field. So yeah, I don't really have any expectations tomorrow. Top 10 would be amazing, but aside from that, I definitely, yeah, top 10 and I'd be very, very happy. He's been going really well. The last 2 times we went out, we've actually had like new, let me check the gate shut. We've had new personal bests. We got 72% in our last prelim and we got 71.6% in our last novice, which is just insane. We were in like a 67% rut for so long, and that just felt like so unattainable, and now we're doing it, so it's just such a good feeling. But yeah, tomorrow for me is more of like just another celebration of how far I've come with Chucky, and him even being able to be there after his kick. Like, I'm just super happy. Sorry guys, we're jumping straight into the area festivals here. I did not have the time to be vlogging beforehand. So this is our prelim test. I'd had a few texts from people who had competed in the morning because my class went on for like 6 hours, and they all texted me and said, ride a safe test, the judges are being super harsh, and just play it safe. So watching this back, I watched the whole test wishing I just shortened my reins a bit, but from hearing this feedback, I knew if I picked him up too much and he got tense, then it would go straight out the window. So I kept my reins quite long and went for like a supple test, with him very obviously overworking over his back. So yeah, watching this back, I usually ride him a lot more uphill and shorter, but going off the feedback, I just wanted him to be quiet. So if I ride him like this, I know he's usually very sweet. So that's what I went for. I don't usually ride him this deep. Obviously he is behind the vertical a lot here, but with his conformation, to make it obvious he's working over his back, he kind of has to go slightly like on the forehand like this. You see him getting a bit deep in times, but where he is built a bit downhill, that's kind of the place he gets for suppleness, and then I can pick him back up. But yeah, I just didn't pick him up for this because I wanted him to stay soft. So it's a sweet test. I played it very safe. If this was a regular competition, as I said, I would have shortened my reins and sat him up a lot more, but I just wanted him to stay quiet because he was being very spooky all week as well. So yeah, we played it safe. He did a nice enough test. We ended up coming 6th in this test, which I was happy with. I wanted top 10 in both classes. That was my goal. So yeah, the free walk again to be stretching down a bit more. Then this transition to trot. Previously he was trying to canter, do walk to canter. So I was very cautiously asking for trot there. And then we have a canter transition here. I was practicing making that obviously a 20-meter circle and then getting my timing for the transition right. I think we're a bit early, tiny bit early, maybe a stride early. And again, I wish I could just pick him up a bit here, but I rode it for the day, and I think that's important to remember. I think it's easy to think, oh, I usually do this, or I should have done this, but I was riding the horse I had in front of me that day, and this is what suited him on that day. Again, you can just see he's a bit strung out. It would be nice to get that inside leg on a bit more, the outside rein, and just pick him up a bit. But it was a nice quiet test, nice transition. He always gets a bit excited for this change of rein here. He thinks we're trying to do medium, so I had to really keep that left leg on him to get the bend in this corner and keep him steady. I was expecting spooks here, but again, because I was riding him a bit softer and not getting him too het up, luckily he wasn't as spooky. This transition again, it's a bit strung out. If I'd had my contact a bit firmer, that transition would have been sharper. Riding that as a circle again, and then making this corner obvious it's a corner. Then down into my 20-meter circle. I don't know what is going on with my left rein at the minute. I think my left hip is really tight. I just cannot drop my left leg to save my life at the minute. But he's nice and flowing forward here. He looks supple. Just moments of deepness there. Outside leg should be on a bit more. Nice transition. And then we go into the stretchy trot at the... Could have been a bit more obvious, but this was the first test of the day, and I'd only done a little warm-up to save his energy for the novice, so I don't know if he was about to fly off with me. It was a nice trot. He could have stuck his nose out a bit more. But again, I played it very safe. That was a bit of a rough pickup there. And then looking to come up the centre line, how did I do here? A bit deep in that corner, outside rein a bit more. Not bad. With purpose, getting a bit deep. I think he fights the transition a bit if I remember correctly. I wish I'd put his pull up a little bit more. He's going to drift. Not completely square, but not too shabby. So that was the prelim. We got 66.98%, which I think was very fair. I think I didn't really deserve that. I wish I'd picked it. All I can see when I'm watching that is I wish it was more uphill. But it was a soft, sweet test, so we can't complain. Then we had an awkward 30-35 minutes until our novice. So I stood him for a minute and then I tried to pick him back up. And he warmed up really nicely. If anything, he felt a little bit flat. And I was just being very surprised he wasn't looking at everything. It's really hard when you're used to riding quite a sharp horse when they're suddenly not sharp, because it's like riding a different horse. So this was our novice. The centre line was nice and active. I was anticipating him slamming the brakes on at the top and spooking, but he actually didn't. So that was quite nice. Again, I rode this very, very safe. I would usually ask a lot more in my tests, but from the feedback I was hearing from everyone, I just wanted a safe test. I just wanted to get through it. I wanted him to just do it nice and quietly. Again, he's getting very deep. If I had my usual shorter reins, he'd be a bit more pole high, but I rode a very safe and quite maybe a defensive test. And I went for accuracy. Here we changed the rein and I walk a little bit early. You'll see he's anticipating it, and then I'm like, oh, I have to commit to that now. So I just walked early, and then got my canter transition. That was quite nice. Again, he felt lovely. He was listening to me. He just felt a bit flat, which I'm just really not used to feeling with him. His right canter's his best canter, so I wasn't kind of worried about this. And he's very good at his counter canter. It's not something that usually offers us problems. So come up here anticipating this 15-meter loop from S, and this was all nice. He wasn't sat back enough, so I really had to use my body to sit him up there. But again, it's because I was riding on a slightly longer rein to keep him chilled. The trot transition was there nicely, and then we start to rush and you see the tempo increasing, and this is why you can't really see a difference in our medium trot, because he was rushing, so then it's harder to see what he's offering. I also didn't ask too much of the medium because everyone was breaking their mediums, so I thought if I just get a safe medium, that will be better than breaking. And you'll see this is where I encounter a problem, because I was so focused on not breaking my mediums that I then break my canter later on, which I don't think I've done in years. I can't believe it even happened. But anyway, he has a nice active trot here, really nice and accurate. And despite my longer rein, he is actually not getting too deep in this test. This walk transition is better here. Nice trot. And then left leg on, and a nice canter transition there. Very accurate, surprisingly. Okay, so this is our left canter, notoriously worse. He was feeling good on this circle, But then coming out of this 20-metre circle prepping for the counter canter, he just felt a bit sticky, and where he was being quiet, I didn't have my leg on enough, and you'll see we have a very messy break in our canter up here, which is just so ridiculous, but it's because I was thinking about my medium trot. I was just complacent, so I asked again to get it so I can do my counter canter. Oh, it's so messy. So, oh my, it makes me cringe just watching this. And then trot. There we go. And now you'll see I'm like flapping. We're trotting way too fast. Now our medium trot looks rushed. There's no clear difference. I'm scared to ask too much because I'm scared he's going to break. And then here I'm like, okay, try to just take a breath, slow down. I have my walk coming up. This transition's a bit early, I think. Oh, actually that transition wasn't bad. But you can tell I'm a bit thrown off by my mistake now. The free walk was nice. He's rushing a bit. He's on the forehand. He could have stretched a bit more. I'm just rushing his walk. I didn't need to do that. Then we go into the medium walk here. I don't know why we're not in focus. The medium walk. The medium walk's okay. I could have picked him up a bit more. And again, he's kind of rushing because I'm in my head about that canter. And then thinking straight up the centre line. I think I'm a bit short of the centre line. I think I undershoot it a little bit. It's hard to tell from this angle. Yeah, and then I kind of just try to fix it. And then the final centre line, he wobbles a bit, but it's square to end. And we ended on 67.2%, and we came 6th in this class too. He was very good.
He was a good boy.
I'm a very good boy today. I'm like a grown-up, aren't you?
We'll sack the jockey, but jockey was a good boy.
So mad about that.
No, you both did very well.
I feel like if I didn't do that, I would have placed.
Place on 66.98% is Hannah Boylan. Watching the novice now. Well done. Fifth place on 67.46%.
Well, they go in the little gap.
Thank you so much.
Kirsty's married.
Thank you. Sixth is Hannah Boylan on 67.22. Well done, Hannah. Fifth place on 67. Triple Secco cups back to wash and be used. That'd be great.
Good boy, Chucky. Look, you got another one. You're a real dressage pony now. Look, he loves it. And Triple Secco. Good boy. Okay, please excuse the way I look. I've literally taken my hat off. I am so proud of this boy. You were such a good boy today, weren't you? You were so good. It was crazy. I'm so proud of him. Even like I had like people coming up to me being like, this is a completely different horse to the horse that we've seen out before. Like, you were just such a good boy. Can I have a kiss? Oh, thank you. I'm so annoyed about that silly canter mistake in the novice because I looked at, can I have my phone? I looked at some of the scores and I think we might have got like a qualifying placing if not for that. But silver lining, it's a silly mistake and it's kind of like a good mistake to have. Like, if we're gonna have a mistake to rectify, it's just the fact that I didn't have my leg on. So the last time we did Airy Festivals was obviously in the winter. And we did not have a good time. Well, we did, but like I wasn't happy with it. We came 13th in both classes, and then I think we got like 61 and 62, or 62 and 63%, which I just wasn't happy with. So this is like such a clear indicator that we're improving. Like we came 6th in both classes. Our scores were great. I think we got like 66 and 67%, and like I rode it very safe. I didn't ride as like competitively as I could, because I just assumed he'd be really spooky. So I played it really safe, and like it did pay off. But it's really nice to know that even riding like that, we came 6th. So if I actually pulled it all together, it might have been even better. So I'm just so proud of this boy. I love him so much. He's made me so happy. He just worked so hard, and he was just so well behaved, weren't you? So I'm just gonna take his plaits out and stick him out, and I'll probably have a proper debrief with you guys tomorrow because I am tired. Hello everyone, I'm hiding from the rain currently because it is August and it is grey and raining, so that's fun. Just thought I'd finish out this vlog with like a little debrief. Can't remember how much I said yesterday. I think I was in shock still. But I'm so pleased with our area festivals. It went so much better than I thought. Going into it, I remember just thinking like, if I got top 10, I'd be so impressed, because I was looking at the names. There was like 40 people in the class. I was like, gosh, like top 10, I'd be so happy. And then we got, also how funny that we got 6th place in both classes. That's funny. I'm just really pleased with Chucky. He was just so chilled out. Like people were coming up to me being like, oh my gosh, he's like a different horse. Like, what have you done? And I just think like, since the winter area festivals, I was really disappointed with how it went there, and I really committed to working on it this year, and like I'm just so glad you can see like there's a clear improvement. Like it just shows that you stick at it and you work at it and it pays off. Hopefully winter festivals this year we will qualify and hit podium. Fingers crossed. Aside from that, we have some big news coming up, guys, which I'm not going to share in this vlog. There's going to be another vlog, but it's super sad, and there's gonna be lots of changes. So it's the end of this vlog. Stay tuned for the next one because there's gonna be lots happening over the next couple months. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Well done to everyone else who competed, and I'll see you in the next vlog.